A hidden son, unknown to the public, tragically passes away inside Kelly Khumalo's own home, just days after a shocking family secret surfaced. Today, we unravel the heartbreaking story behind Kelly Khumalo's secret son, the painful revelation that rocked her world, and the mysterious circumstances surrounding his untimely death. Have you ever discovered a family secret that changed everything? Comment below what you would do if you found out about a hidden relative. What does it truly mean to carry a secret so profound it could redefine your entire legacy? Kelly Khumalo's hidden son existed quietly, away from cameras and headlines, tucked into a private corner of her life that few knew about. This secret wasn't just about concealment. It was about protection, shame, love, and fear all tangled together. For years, this son remained an untold story, a piece of her identity kept out of the public narrative. When such a truth eventually surfaces, it shifts the entire story in ways that can't be undone, forcing everyone involved to reconsider their perceptions and their relationships. The revelation of Kelly's son didn't just surprise the fans. It fractured the foundation of her inner circle in unexpected ways. Friends and family, once pillars of support, found themselves grappling with emotions they hadn't anticipated. Trust, once taken for granted, became fragile, and questions about honesty and loyalty rose sharply. This moment exposed how even the closest bonds can be shaken by secrets held too long. It highlighted the delicate balance of privacy in the public eye, how personal revelations can become a public ordeal, testing the strength of relationships beyond the spotlight. Picture this: waking up one morning in your own home, the place you always felt safe, and finding tragedy has struck there. Kelly's son passed away inside that very space, turning what should have been a sanctuary into a scene filled with sorrow and unanswered questions. The walls that once echoed with laughter and love now hold a heavy silence. This vivid image of loss at home paints the stark reality of grief, invading the most intimate corners of life. It's a reminder that pain often doesn't wait for the right time or place. It finds us wherever we are, behind the flashing cameras and endless speculation. Kelly Khumalo's private grief is a storm she faces alone. Those close to her describe a woman shattered but silent, navigating a lonely path through heartbreak hidden from public view. This isn't just a story about loss. It's about the double-edged sword of living life in the spotlight, where personal pain is magnified and scrutinized by the world. The contrast between her public persona and private suffering shows how deeply complex such situations become when fame collides with family tragedy. Secrets have a way of festering when buried too deep. They demand to be acknowledged, no matter how painful that may be. Kelly's experience reveals how holding on to hidden truths can shape futures as much as pasts. The moment of revelation wasn't just a turning point for her family. It was a challenge to confront pain, shame, and vulnerability head-on. This story encourages reflection on how honesty and openness can be the first steps toward healing, even in the darkest of times. How does someone protect a secret of such magnitude in an era obsessed with exposure? Kelly Khumalo's story becomes a cautionary tale about privacy fragility in celebrity life. In today's world, where every moment can be captured and broadcast, guarding family secrets feels almost impossible. The constant threat of discovery looms large, and the cost of exposure is high, not just for public image, but for personal relationships and emotional well-being. This begs a question: what price do we pay to keep parts of our lives hidden? The timing of Kelly's son's death, mere days after the painful revelation, sparked intense speculation. Was it a tragic coincidence, or did deeper forces play a role? This proximity and timing fanned the flames of media frenzy and public curiosity, blurring lines between fact and rumor. Such timing adds layers of complexity, fueling questions about cause, consequence, and even responsibility. It exposes how quickly tragedy and controversy can intertwine, making it difficult to separate grief from gossip. Kelly's home, once a place of comfort and refuge, transformed overnight into a fortress surrounded by whispers and questions. Friends and family gathered, tried to shield her from the relentless storm of attention, yet the pain inside those walls was undeniable. Every corner of the house carried memories now tinged with loss, a daily reminder that life has changed irrevocably. This scene captures how grief reshapes not just people, but places, making healing a journey through both emotional and physical spaces. Friends close to Kelly describe her as a woman shattered by the loss, yet showing a fierce resilience that surprises even those who know her best. In private conversations, they speak of how she moves through grief with quiet strength, juggling overwhelming sadness with the demands of her public life. This juxtaposition between vulnerability and unyielding determination paint a portrait of someone navigating a deeply personal storm without letting it completely consume her. It's a powerful reminder that even in moments of profound loss, the human spirit can find ways to endure and adapt. Painful revelations can have two distinct paths. They either break us or build us anew. Kelly's journey illustrates how confronting trauma head-on, no matter how raw or uncomfortable, can become a catalyst for profound growth. This is a universal lesson, one that resonates far beyond the confines of celebrity drama. It challenges us to consider our own responses to hardship, whether we let it define us or use it as a stepping stone towards something stronger and wiser. Why do some secrets remain buried for decades, only to erupt unexpectedly and change everything? The answer often lies in a complex mix of fear, shame, and protective instincts that silence voices for years. Families, especially those in the public eye, can carry such hidden stories as unspoken burdens, afraid that exposure might destroy carefully constructed images or relationships. This block invites reflection on the hidden cost of silence and the courage required to face truths long suppressed. The media frenzy that erupted after the death of Kelly's son reveals how quickly public narratives can distort private tragedies. Headlines spun speculation into sensationalism, sometimes obscuring the painful human story underneath. This phenomenon underscores the difficulty of maintaining dignity and truth in a world that often prioritizes clicks and controversy over compassion and facts. For Kelly, this meant navigating not just grief but also a relentless public gaze that sometimes felt intrusive and unforgiving. Kelly's home morphed into an emotional fortress as friends and family rallied around her, creating a protective bubble amid an overwhelming storm of attention. Despite their best efforts, the spotlight remained unrelenting, a constant reminder of the tragedy's public nature. The scene is one of both solidarity and vulnerability, a delicate balance between shielding a grieving mother and managing a media circus. It highlights how in moments of crisis, community becomes a vital source of strength, even when external pressures threaten to overwhelm. Those closest to Kelly have. Kelly Khumalo's story is a profound reminder that behind every public persona lies a deeply personal journey filled with complexities, secrets, and pain. The tragic loss of her hidden son, so soon after a painful revelation, exposes the fragile intersection between private grief and public scrutiny. It challenges us to see beyond headlines, to recognize the humanity in stories shaped by love, loss, and resilience. As Kelly navigates this difficult chapter, her experience invites us all to reflect on the power of truth, the necessity of compassion, and the courage it takes to heal when faced with life's harshest realities. In the end, every hidden pain deserves light, and every ending carries the seed of a new beginning.